Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we're looking at another bonkers afterburn issue of Alpha Flight. Alpha Flight number 110. So it's like the countdown towards the end of the series. Well after it had already jumped the shark. This totally gorgeous cover by Pat Broderick though. So there's stuff worth seeing in here. So stick around. I'm going to cue the intro. You guys hit subscribe and like, and I'll be right back.
It's Troy TV. Comic book art critiques. Snarky, sarcastic ways. Representing geeky gaze. Sadie's comics rule the day. Hurry up and turn that page. Michael, Fitz, Troy.
Alright, so here we go. You know, I feel like I've covered almost every issue of Alpha Flight, but there's a lot still coming. So here we go with Alpha Flight number 110 from 1992. Alpha Flight, Canada's premier superheroes. One of my favorite teams, created by John Byrne, debuted in the pages of the X-Men, and then had their own series. John Byrne did 28 issues. After he left, it was never the same again. Quickly ruined by Bill Mantlo. I've covered a lot of that in other episodes. And right now, I forgot the name of the writer. We'll get to it on the next page. But as you can see, it's the debut of a new Omega Flight, and it was just like all over the place. Beautiful art by Pat Broderick. If you guys aren't familiar with Pat Broderick's art, classic like comic book artist, mostly known from his work in probably the mid to late 80s and through the 90s. Doom 2099 was one of the big books he was on, but I mean, he's done a ton of stuff, and as you can see, his artwork is beautiful. So Simon Furman is the writer, and gosh, I just can't think of anything else that he's written. I feel like the name's vaguely familiar. If you're familiar with this work, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what else he's written. Pat Broderick, penciler, Chris Ivey and Bruce Patterson, inkers, both industry veterans, both amazing, great inkers. Janice Chiang, letterer, one of my favorite letters. Definitely one of the more distinct letters. I can always tell her lettering when I see it. Bob Sharon, colorist, another legend in the industry. Or at least well-known name, I should say. But look how gorgeous it is. Like, nice. Oh, and this art is so cool. I'm loving it. I'm loving the, like, zipatone that they're using here. That is so cool. I would love to get my hands on some of that vintage zipatone. This would be done in a computer right now, but they used to take vellum, like clear plastic overlays with the screen on it, cut it out with the X-Acto knife, and paste it down. So a lot of work, a lot of technical work went into it. The art and brilliance of comic books is not a completely lost art, but I think if you're digital, you should definitely learn the traditional way. I don't know, there's just nothing compares to it, really. Here's Alpha Flight. I guess they're all hanging out in Four Freedoms Plaza. Like, I feel like this might have been at a point when I was just collecting Alpha Flight and either not reading it or reading it fast and just like completely dismissing it, because I don't know what the hell is going on. This is when they all had matching costumes. It was probably, I don't know what was happening. There's Talisman. She's still complaining about Shaman all this time later. Did she say death? Did he die? You know, it was the 90s. That's where it all started, with killing everybody left and right, I feel. And, Superman, and, well, they only broke Batman's back. Interesting, right? But Batman would eventually die. I mean, I guess you're not a superhero unless you eventually die. So this is the new Omega Flight, and it's so weird because they look so crazy. They look like, they almost look like Byrne creations from, like, his Next Men, or, post-Marvel work in a way. Her name's Miss Mass, and I do appreciate that name. That's hilarious. Four Freedoms Plaza. No, thank you. I'll take the Baxter Building. And I guess Alpha Flight's hanging out there. That's when Box looked like a GoBot. I mean, come on, he's basically Colossus with, like, a bucket head. Like, really. And then, I don't know, I never liked Heather being in costume on the team. Speedball, like, randomly. Interesting. I mean, is this not crazy? Does this make you want to read it, though, guys? Like, Alpha Flight fans? Are you just like, what the F? Or I haven't read this in forever. I don't know what the hell's going on. Once again, amazing Zipatone. Like I said, if nothing else, the Pat Broderick art is totally worth getting this for. And what the hell is she doing in this outfit? John Byrne took the time to design her this perfect costume, like the red and the yellow, kind of Disney princess with sexy hip cutouts, no less. But, you know, I don't know. Anyway, and then she's got this plain-ass costume. Like, what the hell? Oh my god, I love skylights. I feel like comic book artists don't really draw buildings like that anymore, but it's kind of reminiscent of like George Perez and maybe John Byrne, and just like, I love that. When I was learning how to draw, that was like my favorite thing to draw, was like the skylines in the background. I used to try to copy off of Perez and probably Byrne. I remember drawing the Baxter Building a lot, and a lot of backgrounds. Like, I would never send a submission to Marvel without the Baxter Building in the background somewhere, appropriate or not. And they never called. Interesting. I have to say, because of Pat Broderick's art, and it is always exciting to see Cyclops in a book that isn't the X-Men and Wolverine. That's what I love about the Marvel Universe. You never know who's going to pop up, when, and where. And what the hell is that? Interesting. And there's that goblin character. I don't know. This is when Alpha Flight went off the rails, guys. Anyway, another one. We can check this off the list. Only probably like, I don't know, maybe a dozen or so issues left. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. That was another wacky issue of Alpha Flight. Subscribe to my channel, hit like, share my content, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, thanks.